I gave her everything, $500,000, my retirement, my dignity. She said we were building our future together, but the farm was never ours, and she was never mine. I'm standing under a longan tree in northern Thailand, watching her reach up to pick the fruit, and I can't remember the last time I felt this kind of peace. Her name is Busaba, and the afternoon sun catches her hair just right, making everything feel like some kind of dream I don't want to wake up from. She's 34, works at a packaging factory in town, and she's got this smile that makes me forget I'm 60 years old and supposed to know better. I woke up from that dream a long time ago, but reading those words in my old journal tonight, it still knocks the wind out of me. I wouldn't have pulled these memories out of the dark if it wasn't for an email I got this afternoon. It was from a guy named David. He's been a subscriber for years, one of those loyal viewers who usually just leaves a quiet like on every video. But today, he needed to talk. He sent me a long message about a woman he met, a future they were planning, and a feeling of peace he hadn't felt in decades. When I read his description of her smile, my stomach actually turned over. I felt a cold sweat break out on the back of my neck right here in my air-conditioned office. It wasn't anger. It was a heavy, suffocating grief. I had to close my laptop and walk outside for a minute because seeing David describe that same blinding happiness terrified me. It brought me right back to that orchard, blinded by the sun and my own desperation, unable to see the cliff I was about to drive off. We need to talk about this. If you are here for the truth, no matter how ugly it gets, please hit that like button and subscribe. I also want to know who is here with me tonight. Let me know in the comments where you are watching from. And to the people who have been here since the beginning, the ones who comment on every upload and check in on me, thank you. Seriously. Your support is the only reason I can look back at these scars and see lessons instead of just failures. You guys keep me standing. So, for David, and for anyone else standing in the shadow of a dream that feels too good to be true, let me take you back to where it all started. I know what you're thinking. I know what every expat in Chiang Mai would tell me. But she's different. I can feel it. She turns and sees me watching, and she laughs. "Why you look at me like that?" she asks in broken English. "Like what?" I say. "Like I'm something special," she says, climbing down from the wooden ladder. "You are something special," I tell her, and I mean it. God help me, I mean every word. She walks over, fruit in hand, and sits beside me in the grass. "You too serious, Gordon. Relax. Enjoy life here." I look around at her family's small orchard, the green hills in the distance, the quiet. This is exactly what I came to Thailand for. 3 months ago, I was in Vancouver signing divorce papers and wondering what the hell I was supposed to do with the rest of my life. 40 years of marriage gone. My kids barely talked to me. My retirement fund was intact, but my soul was hollow. I needed out, needed something real, something simple. Then I met Busaba at a night market in Chiang Mai. I was trying to buy mangoes and getting ripped off, and she stepped in, speaking rapid Thai to the vendor, getting me a fair price. She didn't ask for anything, didn't even stick around for a thank you. I had to chase her down just to buy her a coffee. "You help me," I said. "Why?" She shrugged. "Because you need help. Not every one bad person here." That was 2 months ago, and now here we are. She never asked me for money, never hinted at it. She just showed up to my apartment sometimes with homemade food, laughing at my terrible Thai pronunciation, teaching me how to say basic words. She worked long shifts at the factory, came home tired, but she still made time for me. I felt needed again, wanted, not for my wallet, just for me. I watch her peel the longan fruit now, offering me half. "My father planted these trees," she says quietly, "long time ago, before he died." "I'm sorry," I say. She nods. "Life hard sometimes, but trees still here, still give fruit. That's something." We sit there in silence, and I'm thinking about how different this is from my marriage. My ex-wife and I stopped talking years before we stopped living together. We just existed side by side, angry and tired. But this feels alive. Busaba looks at me, and there's something vulnerable in her eyes. Gordon, can I tell you something? Anything, I say. I have dream, she says. One day I want my own farm, real farm, not just these old trees. Something I can build, grow food, maybe have small guest house for tourists. Something mine. The way she says it, with hope and sadness mixed together, breaks something open in my chest. That's a beautiful dream, I tell her. But just dream, she says, smiling sadly. I never have money for that. I just work, help my mother work more. That's all. I reach over and take her hand. Maybe it doesn't have to be just a dream. She looks at me, confused. What you mean? I mean, I say, my heart pounding. Maybe we can figure something out. Together. Her eyes go wide. Gordon, no. I'm not asking you for... I know you're not asking. I interrupt. I'm offering. Not now, not tomorrow. But maybe if this is real between us, maybe we can build something. Together. She starts crying and I panic, thinking I said something wrong, but she's smiling through the tears. You make me believe in tomorrow again, she whispers. And right there, under the longan trees, I feel like I've finally found what I was looking for. I don't know it yet, but that moment is the beginning of the end. That moment is where I lost everything. 3 months into our relationship, Busaba opens up more. We're sitting on the balcony of my apartment. The city lights of Chiang Mai spread out below us, and she's talking about her mother. She's sick a lot now, Busaba says. Hospital expensive. I try to send money, but factory pay not much. What's wrong with her? I ask. Her heart. Doctors say she need medicine every day, but good medicine costs too much. So she take cheap one. Not work as good. I feel that familiar pull in my chest, the need to fix things, to be useful. How much does the good medicine cost? She shakes her head quickly. No, Gordon, I'm not asking. Please, I'm just telling you because you ask about my family. I know you're not asking, I say gently, but I want to know. How much? She hesitates. Maybe 5,000 baht a month. But Gordon, this not your problem. 5,000 baht is about 200 Canadian dollars. Nothing to me, everything to her. Let me help, I say. Please, let me do this. I can't take your money, she protests. You're not taking it. I'm giving it. There's a difference. She looks at me for a long moment, and I can see her fighting with herself. Pride versus need. Finally, she nods and tears slip down her cheeks. You too good for me, she says. I don't deserve you. That's backwards, I tell her. I don't deserve you. The next week, I start sending money for her mother's medicine. Then there's a problem with the roof on her family home. Then her younger sister needs school fees. It's never Busaba asking directly. It's always her talking about the problem, looking sad, and me offering solutions. And every time I help, she lights up with gratitude that makes me feel 10 feet tall. One evening, her Uncle Sutin comes to visit. He's a short, friendly man in his 50s, with a quick smile and even quicker handshake. Gordon, I hear so much about you, he says in decent English. All good things, I hope, I laugh. Very good things, he says. My niece very happy with you. First time I see her smile like this since her father died. We sit down for dinner, and Sutin talks about the land business. He's a broker, helps people find properties, handles transactions. Chiang Mai area very popular now, he explains. Many people want land outside city. Quiet life, farm life, prices going up every year. Busaba was telling me about her dream to have a farm, I say. Sutin nods enthusiastically. Yes, she always talk about this. Even when she little girl, she say she want her own land, grow things. She have good heart for the earth. Are there properties available? For farming, I mean, I ask. Busaba's eyes snap to me. Gordon, we just talking, no need to... I'm just asking, I say, smiling at her. Curious. Sutin leans in. Actually, I know a few places. Good land, fair price. If you serious, I can show you. That night, after Sutin leaves, Busaba turns to me. You really thinking about this? About buying land? I'm thinking about a lot of things, I admit. I'm thinking about how I don't want to go back to Canada. I'm thinking about how I've never felt this peaceful. I'm thinking about building something that matters. But a farm is big responsibility, she says, big money. I have the money, I tell her. What I don't have is a reason to use it. Until now. She climbs into my lap, wrapping her arms around me. You really mean this? I really mean this, I say. She kisses me hard, desperately, like I just promised her the world. And in a way, I guess I did. That night, lying in bed, she whispers, I never thought someone like you would come into my life. Someone like me? I ask. Someone who see me, really see me. Not just factory girl, not just poor Thai woman. You see me like I'm worth something. You're worth everything, I tell her, and I believe it completely. What I don't know is that I'm not building a dream, I'm building a trap. And I'm walking into it with my eyes wide open, too in love to see the warning signs painted in red all around me. The property is 20 ray, about 8 acres, tucked into the hills 40 minutes outside Chiang Mai. Sutin drives us there in his pickup truck, and the moment I see it, I understand why Busaba gasps. It's beautiful, really beautiful. Rolling land with mature mango and longan trees, a small stream cutting through the eastern edge, mountains visible in every direction. The air smells clean, like rain and earth. This is it, I say quietly. This is perfect. Busaba walks ahead of me, touching trees, kneeling to feel the soil. She looks back at me with tears in her eyes. Gordon, this is where we grow old together. Something in my chest cracks open. This is what I came to Thailand for, not just to escape my old life, but to build a new one, a better one. Sutin spreads out a map on the hood of his truck. 12 million baht, he says. About 450,000 Canadian dollar. Good price for this much land, this location. I feel my stomach flip. That's a huge chunk of my retirement fund. But I look at Busaba, at the way she's standing in the middle of the land like she already belongs there, and I think about going back to Vancouver alone. Empty apartment, empty life. Can foreigners own land in Thailand? I ask. Sutin shakes his head. No. Thai law say foreigner cannot own land, but there is way. You set up Thai company, 49% foreign ownership, 51% Thai ownership. Very common, very legal. And who would own the 51%? I ask, already knowing the answer. Usually Thai partner, Sutin says, glancing at Busaba. In your case, maybe Busaba. She family? You trust her? Makes sense. I feel a whisper of doubt, but Busaba comes back to me, taking my hand. Gordon, if this too much, we don't have to. I just happy with you, with or without land. That clinches it for me. She's giving me an out. She's not pushing. That means it's real, right? I want to do this. I say, let's do it. Sutin smiles wide. Very good. I introduce you to lawyer, man named Precha, very professional. Handle all paperwork, everything legal, everything proper. 2 days later, I'm sitting in Precha's office in downtown Chiang Mai. He's maybe 50, wears glasses, speaks good English, has diplomas on the wall. Everything looks legitimate. Mr. Gordon, he says, shaking my hand firmly. Sutin, tell me about your property interest. Congratulations. Thank you, I say. I need to understand how this company structure works. Precha nods and pulls out documents. Of course. We established Thai Limited Company. You are foreign shareholder at 49%. Busaba is majority Thai shareholder at 51%. This satisfied Thai law for land ownership. But what protects me? I ask. If her name is on everything, what stops her from... I glance at Busaba, who's sitting next to me. I don't want to offend her. From controlling everything? Preacha finishes smoothly. Good question. We create internal agreement. Busaba signed document giving you full management control, full decision power over land use, sale, everything. She is owner on paper, but you have control in practice. Is that legal? I ask. It's common practice, Preacha says, which doesn't exactly answer my question. Many foreign expat do this. You want to see example of agreement? Yes, I say. He shows me a document in Thai with English translation. It looks official. There are stamps and signatures from other clients, names blacked out. I don't understand half the legal language, but it seems comprehensive. How much for your services? I ask. 50,000 baht, Preacha says. Cover all registration, paperwork, company formation, everything. About 2,000 Canadian dollars? Reasonable? Okay, I say, let's do it. Busaba squeezes my hand. Preacha smiles. And I wire $100,000 as a deposit on the land that same afternoon. When the transfer goes through, Busaba starts crying in the bank. I can't believe this real, she sobs. I can't believe you do this for me. For us, I correct her. This is for us. That night, we celebrate with champagne on my balcony. She's more affectionate than she's ever been, talking about what we'll plant, where we'll build the house, how we'll make it beautiful. You never felt so loved, I ask her. She looks at me, eyes shining. Never. Not in my whole life. You change everything for me, Gordon, everything. I believe her. God, I believe every word. And that belief costs me everything. The next 3 months blur together in a mess of excitement and spending. I wire another $150,000 for land clearing, foundation work, and irrigation. Busaba manages everything. She hires workers from her village, men who show up in pickup trucks and speak only Thai. I can't communicate with them directly. I rely completely on Busaba to translate, to organize, to handle everything. At first it feels good. I'm busy, purposeful. I drive out to the land every few days, watching the transformation. Trees trimmed, back, earth leveled, concrete poured for the farmhouse foundation. It's happening. Our dream is actually happening. Busaba's younger sister Dao starts coming around. She's sweet, maybe 25, always smiling, bringing food her mother made. My sister's so lucky to find you, she tells me one afternoon. She tell whole family you are good man. Your sister is easy to be good to, I say. Dao nods. She work hard her whole life, never complain. She deserve happiness. I feel welcomed, accepted, like I'm part of something real. But small things start bothering me, little things I try to ignore. One afternoon, I ask Busaba if I can see the receipts for the lumber we bought. She looks at me like I slapped her. Why you need receipts? She asks. I'm just curious. Want to make sure we're getting good prices. Her face hardens. You don't trust me? That's not what I said. That's what you mean, she snaps. You think I steal from you? You think I cheat you? Busaba, no, I work so hard for this, she says, voice rising. I manage everything, deal with workers, handle all problem, and you ask me for receipts like I'm your employee. I'm sorry, I say quickly. You're right. I'm sorry. She stays angry for hours, barely speaking to me. The silent treatment gnaws at me. Finally, that evening, she softens. I know you not mean to hurt me, she says, but when you question me, it make me feel small, like you see me as just Thai girl who maybe trick you. I don't see you that way at all, I insist. Then trust me, she says, please, just trust me. So I do. I stop asking questions. When costs go up, I wire more money. When she says we need to make a donation to the village temple for good luck on the land, I send 20,000 baht. When she explains we need to pay for a ceremony with the local monks to bless the property, another 15,000 baht. It adds up, fast. I lie awake some nights doing math in my head. 100,000 deposit, 150,000 for construction, $50,000 for precha, $30,000 for various local expenses. That's $330,000 so far, and we haven't even finished the foundation. But I look at the pictures Busaba shows me on her phone, the progress on the farmhouse, the irrigation lines going in, and I push the anxiety down. This is an investment in land, in a future, in us. One night, Dow brings dinner to the apartment. Busaba is at the property dealing with a worker issue, so it's just Dow and me eating pad thai on the balcony. "Gordon, can I ask you something?" Dow says carefully. "Of course." She hesitates. "You and my sister, you very serious?" "Yes," I say, "very serious." "And you trust her? With everything?" Something in her tone makes me look up. "Should I not?" Dow's smile falters. I want you to be careful. My sister, she is a good person, but she very focused on what she want." "What do you mean?" I ask. Dow looks uncomfortable. "Nothing. Forget I say. I just worry about you. You are a nice man. I don't want you to get hurt." Before I can push further, Busaba's key turns in the lock. She walks in, sees Dow and me on the balcony, and something flashes across her face. "What you two talking about?" she asks lightly. "Nothing," Dow says quickly. "Just keeping Gordon company." Busaba's smile doesn't reach her eyes. That night after Dow leaves, Busaba is quiet, cold, almost. "You and my sister, you become good friends," she says. "She's nice," I say, "just being friendly." "Too friendly, maybe," Busaba mutters. "What?" "Nothing," she says. "I'm tired, going to bed." She rolls away from me in bed, and I lie there in the dark, wondering why I feel more anxious than happy. This is everything I wanted. So why does it feel like I'm losing control? I tell myself I'm being paranoid. I tell myself this is just the stress of a big project. I tell myself Busaba loves me and everything will be fine. But deep down, in a place I'm not ready to acknowledge yet, I'm starting to wonder if I made the biggest mistake of my life. I meet Tom on a Tuesday night at a bar off Nimmenhemen Road. He's sitting alone, nursing a singa, and we get to talking the way expats do. Turns out he's from Calgary, been in Thailand 12 years, and he's got that worn-down look of a man who's seen some things. "What brings you to Chiang Mai?" he asks. "Retirement," I say. "New start." "Ran away from something?" he says with a knowing smile. "Divorced? That obvious?" Tom laughs. "We all got the same story, brother. Had a life back home, fell apart, came here looking for simple, found complicated." "I don't know," I say. "Things feel pretty simple here." "You got a girl?" he asks. I nod. "Thai girl?" I nod again. "How long?" "About 6 months." Tom takes a long drink. "You in deep yet? Money-wise?" I hesitate. I shouldn't tell him. But there's something about his directness that makes me want to talk. "We're buying land, building a farm." Tom's face goes dark. He sets his beer down hard. "Oh, brother, oh no. Let me guess. Company structure? Thai majority shareholder? Her name on everything?" "It's legal," I say defensively. "She's my partner. We're building this together." "That's what they all say," Tom mutters. "Did your lawyer explain you own nothing? Zero? That even with your 49% you have no legal right to that land?" "There's a side agreement. It gives me management control." Tom actually laughs, bitter and sharp. "Management control, Jesus. Did you see this agreement? Is it registered with the land office?" "The lawyer has it." "The Thai lawyer your girlfriend introduced you to?" Tom asks. "Let me guess. Her uncle found him?" I feel my face getting hot. "You don't know my situation." "I know enough," Tom says. "I lost $100,000 on a bar that legally I never owned. I know 4 guys here who lost their farms, their businesses, their savings, all the same way. Thai girlfriend, Thai lawyer, company structure, side agreement that means nothing." "Busaba's different," I say. "They all different until they're not," Tom says. "Look, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe your girl's the one honest one in the whole country. But I'm telling you, If you haven't seen the actual registered company documents, if you can't access the company bank account, if everything goes through her, you need to check. Now, before you're in too deep. I stand up. Thanks for the advice, but I know what I'm doing. Do you? Tom calls after me. Does she let you see the documents? Do you even know who the company directors are? I walk out without answering, but his words follow me home. That night, Busaba is already asleep when I get back. I lie there in the dark, Tom's questions spinning in my head. I do trust Busaba. I do. But when did I last see any paperwork? Preacha said he'd send copies once everything was registered. That was 6 weeks ago. I gently get out of bed and check Busaba's purse where she keeps important documents. Just her ID card, some receipts, nothing about the land. I check the drawer where we keep bills. Nothing. My heart starts pounding. Why don't I have copies of anything? When Busaba wakes up the next morning, I'm already making coffee. She comes up behind me, kissing my neck. Morning, handsome, she says. Morning, I say. Can we talk about something? Sure, she says, pouring herself coffee. What's up? I want to see the company documents, the registration papers, the land title, the internal agreement. The kitchen goes silent. Busaba sets her cup down slowly. Why? Because I want to see them. I should have copies. I'm a 49% shareholder. Her face changes. The softness drops away. You've been talking to someone. What? Someone tell you to ask this. Who was it? That old farang at the bar last night? How did you... This small city, Gordon. People talk. You were seen with some bitter old man who probably lose everything because he is stupid, and now you come home and treat me like I'm criminal? I'm not treating you like a criminal. I'm asking to see documents for a company I invested in. That's reasonable. It's insulting, she snaps. You think I hide something from you? You think I steal from you? I didn't say that. You saying it now, you question everything I do, all the work I do, all the time I spend making your dream come true, and you listen to drunk old man in bar instead of trusting me. She grabs her purse and heads for the door. Busaba, wait, no, she says, voice shaking. You want documents? Call Preacha, get them from him, but I'm not going to stand here and be accused. She slams the door. I try calling her. She doesn't answer. I send texts. Nothing. For 2 days, she ghosts me completely. I call Preacha's office. His secretary says he's traveling. We'll be back next week. Can you send me copies of the company documents? I ask. Mr. Gordon, I need Mr. Preacha's authorization for that. I will have him call you when he returns. She hangs up. I drive to the property. The gate is locked. 2 workers are sitting in the shade, but when I approach, they wave me off, saying something in Thai I don't understand. I'm shut out. Completely. On the 3rd day, Busaba finally texts me. We need to talk. She comes over that evening. Her eyes are red like she's been crying. We sit on the couch and the silence is heavy. I'm sorry, I start. No, she interrupts. Let me talk. I've been thinking a lot about us, about this relationship, and I realize something. What? You don't trust me, she says. Not really. And without trust, we have nothing. I do trust you, I protest. If you trust me, you would not need documents. You would not question every money I spend. You would not listen to stranger in bar. I just wanted to see paperwork, I say weakly. And that tell me everything, she says. Gordon, I love you, but I can't be with man who always suspicious, always checking on me. It hurt too much. I won't ask again, I promise. I'm sorry. Please. She looks at me for a long time. You mean that? Yes. Because I can't keep proving myself to you. I need you to just believe in me, in us completely. I do, I say desperately. I believe in us. She softens slightly. The farm need more money. We need tractor for the land and greenhouse for starting plants. Maybe $75,000 more. I freeze. She's asking me to prove my trust with more money. It's the oldest trick in the book, and I can see it happening. But I'm so terrified of losing her, so desperate to believe this is real that I hear myself saying, "Okay." Her face lights up. "Really? Really?" I say. She kisses me, and we make love that night like nothing was wrong. But everything is wrong. I just can't admit it yet. The next morning, I wire $75,000, and I lie to myself that everything is fine. The village meeting happens on a Thursday. Busaba says the village headman, Kamnan Boon, wants to discuss the farm project. "It's important we go," she tells me. "Show respect to community." We drive out to the village temple where the meeting is held. 30 or so locals are gathered, mostly men sitting on mats. Kamnan Boon is maybe 60, wearing a traditional shirt with careful eyes and a politician's smile. Everyone stands when he arrives. The meeting starts, and immediately I realize I'm completely lost. They're speaking Northern Thai dialect, fast and complicated. I catch maybe one word in 10. Busaba sits next to me listening intently. I try to follow her face to understand what's being discussed, but I'm blind. After an hour, the meeting ends. People shake my hand, smiling, saying things I don't understand. I smile back, nod, feel like an idiot. In the truck, I turn to Busaba. "What was that about?" "They discussing farm," she says, "making sure everything okay with village." "What did they say?" She waves a hand. "Nothing important, just community business." "Busaba, I'd like to know. I'm the one paying for this farm." She shoots me a look. "Don't do this. Don't make today into fight." We drive in silence. That evening, she tells me, "Village need contribution for road repair. The road to our farm, it very bad. They want to fix it, but need money from everyone who use it." "How much?" I ask. 200,000 baht. That's about $8,000. "That wasn't mentioned before," I say carefully. "Because I didn't know before," she says. "They just decide at meeting." "But I don't understand. Why didn't you translate for me during the meeting?" "Gordon, you want me to whisper translation for 1 hour while everyone else listening? You want me to be rude?" "No, This is Thai culture," she says firmly. "Everyone contribute to village. If we don't pay, we look bad, selfish, like we don't care about community. And if I say no," she looks at me coldly, "then we will have problem with village. They won't help us. Maybe they even block road access. Maybe they make life difficult. Is that what you want?" I feel trapped. "No." "Then we pay. Together. Like family." I transfer the money the next day. But that evening, Dao stops by the apartment when Busaba is showering. She pulls me into the kitchen, voice low. "Gordon, I need to tell you something." "What is it?" "My sister," she says, looking toward the bathroom. "She not always tell truth. About money, about things." My heart starts racing. "What do you mean?" "I can't say too much. She is my sister. But please, you need to be careful. You need to check everything. Make sure everything is real. Don't just believe." "Dao, what are you talking about? Is the farm real?" "The farm is real. But I don't know if it's yours." Before I can respond, the shower turns off. Dao quickly squeezes my arm. "Please, just check. And don't tell her I say anything." She leaves before Busaba comes out. That night I lie awake, Busaba sleeping peacefully beside me. I think about the company documents I still haven't seen, about Precha, who's supposedly traveling but hasn't called me back in 3 weeks, about how every time I ask a question, Busaba makes me feel like the bad guy. The next morning, I make a decision. I'm going to the land office myself, with a translator. I need to see the actual registered documents, not copies, the originals. I wait until Busaba leaves for the farm, then I hire a translator through an expat forum. His name is Kun Somchai. He's older, professional, used to help foreigners navigate Thai bureaucracy. We meet at the land office in Chiang Mai. I need to see the company registration for a property, I tell him. "Do you have the company name?" Preach's documents listed it as Golden Harvest Chiang Mai Limited. I give Kun Somchai the name. He talks to the clerk, fills out forms, waits. After 30 minutes, they bring out documents. Kun Somchai reads them, and his face changes. He goes pale. What? I ask. What is it? He looks at me with something like pity. This land is registered to the company you mentioned, but you are not listed as shareholder. What? That's impossible. I own 49%. He shakes his head slowly. According to this, the shareholders are Busaba and Sutin. Busaba owns 60%. Sutin owns 40%. You are listed only as foreign consultant. No ownership. No rights. The room spins. That can't be right. Check again. He checks again. Same result. And the company directors? I ask, voice shaking. Busaba and Sutin. What about the internal agreement? The one that gives me management control? Kun Somchai asks the clerk. They discuss in Thai. He turns back to me. There is no internal agreement registered with the land office. If such an agreement exists, it's private, between you and them, but it has no legal weight. I feel like I'm falling. Over $475,000 into land I don't own, into a company I'm not part of, into a dream that was never real. Is there anything I can do? I ask, desperately. Kun Somchai looks genuinely sorry. If you gave money willingly as gift or investment, and the company is registered legally in Thai names, then no, you have no legal recourse. This is common problem for foreign men here. I am very sorry. I drive back to the apartment in a fog. Busaba is there when I arrive, making dinner. Hi, baby, she calls out. You hungry? I make your favorite. I stand in the doorway. I went to the land office today. She freezes, spatula in hand. Slowly she turns. Why? Because I needed to see the documents, the real ones. And? Her voice is careful. I'm not listed as a shareholder, not as a director, just as a consultant, whatever that means. You and Sutin own everything. She sets the spatula down. Gordon, I can explain. Explain what? That you lied to me? That you took almost $500,000 and I own nothing? Thai law is complicated, she says. Preachers say we have to do it this way for legal reasons. But we have side agreement. Everything is protected. Where is it? Show me this agreement. Preacher has it. Preacher, who hasn't answered my calls in a month? That preacher? He's traveling. Is he? Or is he hiding because the whole thing is a scam? Her face hardens. You call me scammer after everything I do for you? What did you do for me? You took my money and put everything in your name. Because Thai law require it. Because you are foreigner. You know this when we start. I knew I'd be minority shareholder. I didn't know I wouldn't be a shareholder at all. She walks toward me, and for the first time I see something cold in her eyes. You want the truth, Gordon? The truth is, you are old man who come to Thailand thinking young woman will love you for who you are. But nobody love you for who you are. We love you for what you can give. And you give a lot. The words hit me like a punch. So it was all fake? Some of it was real, she says quietly. At first. But then I see how much you want to believe, how much you need someone to love you. And I think, why not? Why should I not have better life? By stealing from me? I didn't steal. You gave, willingly, happily, every time. She's right. I did. Where's the side agreement? I ask. Does it even exist? She doesn't answer. Busaba, does it exist? No, she finally says. There is no agreement. Preacher make fake one for show, but nothing is registered. Nothing is legal. The farm is mine. The company is mine. You have nothing. I sink onto the couch. She packs a bag from the bedroom, moving quickly, efficiently. I'm going to stay with my mother. You should probably leave Thailand. You're just going to walk away? She stops at the door. What do you want me to say? I'm sorry? Okay, I'm sorry. But I'm not sorry enough to give the land back. That's my future now. Mine and my family's. I trusted you. I know, she says. And then she's gone. 5 days pass. 5 days of me calling Busaba, texting her, getting nothing back. 5 days of me sitting in the apartment staring at walls. 5 days of me replaying every moment, every conversation, every sign I missed. I keep thinking about Tom at the bar, how he tried to warn me. I keep thinking about Dow's quiet warning, how I didn't listen. I keep thinking about my ex-wife, how she used to tell me I was too trusting, too eager to fix things. She was right. On day 6, I drive out to the farm. The gate is locked with a heavy chain and padlock. I don't have a key, never had one. I climb over the fence, landing awkwardly, my 60-year-old knees protesting. The farmhouse stands half-finished, concrete walls and rebar reaching toward the sky like bones. No furniture, no tools, just empty space where my dreams used to be. I walk the property. 20 ray of land I'll never own. Trees I helped plant. Irrigation systems I paid for. A stream running through land that belongs to someone else. Neighbors watch from nearby properties, but no one approaches. They know. They probably knew the whole time. I try calling Soutine. The number is disconnected. I drive to Preach's office in the city. The building is there, but his office is closed, permanently. Door papered over with notices. A neighboring business owner sees me standing there. "You looking for the lawyer?" he asks in English. "Yes." "Do you know where he went?" The man shrugs. "He closed office maybe 3 weeks ago. I don't know where he go. Many Farang come looking for him." I'm not the first. Of course I'm not the first. I try to find Dow on social media. Her accounts are deleted. I drive to her mother's house in the village. It takes me 20 minutes to find it, navigating dirt roads and asking for directions in broken Thai. When I finally arrive, an older man answers the door. Not anyone I've met before. "I'm looking for Busaba," I say. He responds in Thai I don't understand. "Busaba?" I repeat. Dow?" He shakes his head, says something short, and closes the door. I stand there on the porch of a house I paid to repair, looking for a woman who doesn't want to be found. That night, sitting in my apartment, my phone buzzes. A text from Busaba. "I'm sorry it ended this way. You wanted something I couldn't give. Please don't look for me." I try to call. The number is blocked. I text back. It doesn't deliver. She's gone. Really gone. I open my banking app. My retirement fund, the one I built over 40 years of working, shows $32,000. That's all I have left. $32,000 and a broken dream. I think about reporting this to the police, but Tom's voice echoes in my head. No legal recourse. Company is registered legally. Money given willingly. I'm just another stupid Farang who fell for the oldest con in Southeast Asia. That night I book a flight back to Vancouver, one way, leaving in 3 days. I can't stay here. Every corner of this city reminds me of her, of how blind I was, of how much I lost. I sit in my apartment surrounded by boxes. I'm too exhausted to pack. 3 days until my flight, and I can't bring myself to care about most of my belongings. Let the landlord keep it. Let anyone take it. What does any of it matter now? I keep replaying everything in my head like a horror movie I can't stop watching. How she never asked for money directly. She just talked about problems, looked sad, and waited for me to offer. How she cried at perfect moments, always right when I was questioning something. How she used tears like weapons, turning my doubts into guilt until I learned to stop doubting altogether. How every time I pushed back, she withdrew, punishing me with silence until I broke and gave her what she wanted. I was trained like a dog to stop asking questions, to stop protecting myself. Tom was right. Dow tried to warn me. Even my ex-wife back in Vancouver, she saw this pattern in me. Always needing to be needed. Always confusing generosity with love. Always thinking I could fix broken things, broken people, broken situations. But I wasn't fixing anything. I was just funding a lie I was desperate to believe. My phone buzzes. For a second, I think maybe it's Busaba. Maybe she's calling to explain, to apologize, to give something back. But it's just a spam message. She's not coming back. She doesn't need to. She has everything. I pull up our old messages, reading through them like archaeological evidence of my own stupidity. You make me so happy. I never felt love like this before. You are the best thing that ever happened to me. Every message carefully crafted to keep me invested. And God, it worked. I think about the farm, about how much I loved the idea of it. Not just the land, but what it represented. Purpose, legacy, belonging. I wanted so badly to believe that at 60, after a failed marriage and distant kids and a career that left me empty, I could start over. I could build something real, something that mattered, but I built it on lies. My lies, as much as hers. I lied to myself every time I ignored a red flag, every time I made excuses, every time I chose comfort over truth. The worst part is I'm not even angry at Busaba, not really. I understand why she did it. She saw an opportunity and she took it. In her position, desperate to escape poverty, to help her family, to build something better, maybe I would have done the same. What I'm angry about is myself, for being so lonely that I walked willingly into obvious danger, for needing love so badly that I paid $500,000 for the illusion of it, for being 60 years old and still making the same stupid mistakes. I think about my ex-wife, Patricia, how I blamed her for our marriage ending, how I told myself she was cold, unsupportive, impossible to please. But now I see my patterns. I gave and gave, then resented her for taking. I wanted her to need me, then hated her when she did. I confused provision with partnership, just like I did with Busaba. Geography didn't fix what was broken inside me. It just gave me new ways to break. I pour a whiskey and stand on the balcony, looking out at Chiang Mai. The city is beautiful at night, lights spreading across the valley, mountains dark against the sky. I fell in love with this place. I fell in love with the idea of a simpler life. But there's no simple life. There's just life, with all its complications wherever you go. My phone sits on the table silent. Part of me still hopes she'll call, that she'll say it was all a misunderstanding, that she'll explain everything and give me back my money and we'll laugh about this someday. But that's the same magical thinking that got me here, the same desperate need for a happy ending that made me ignore every warning sign. She's not calling. She's probably at the farm right now, my farm, her farm, planning what to do with it. Maybe she'll sell it. Maybe she'll live there with someone else, some new old foreigner who thinks he's different, who thinks she's different. Or maybe she'll keep it for her family, her mother and sister, a legacy built on a Canadian retirees' retirement fund. I'll never know. That's the hardest part. I'll never know if any of it was real. Was there a moment, even one, where she actually loved me? Or was it all performance from day one? Did she plan this from the night market? Or did it evolve? Did she feel guilty? Does she feel guilty now? I'll never have those answers, and I need to find a way to live with that. Tomorrow I'll call my kids. Tell them I'm coming home. They'll ask what happened to the Thailand retirement dream. I don't know what I'll say. The truth is too humiliating, but maybe that's what I need. Humility, honesty, a hard look at who I actually am, not who I want to be. I'm not a savior. I'm not a hero. I'm just a lonely 60-year-old man who made expensive mistakes and has to live with them. The whiskey is gone. The balcony is cold. I go inside and close the door. My last night in Thailand. I tell myself I won't, but I drive to the farm anyway. One last time. One last look at the dream I paid for, but never owned. It's late, almost midnight. The mountain roads are empty and dark. My headlights cut through the blackness as I climb into the hills outside Chiang Mai. I find the entrance, that familiar gate where workers used to wave at me, where Busaba used to smile and talk about our future. The gate is closed. But there are lights on in the farmhouse. Actual lights. Someone is living there. I park on the road and just sit in the car, engine off, staring at the warm glow spilling from the windows. The concrete skeleton I last saw is finished now, or at least more finished. Walls, a roof, life happening inside. Is it Busaba? Is it Sutin? Is it someone I've never met? Someone who bought the property from her after she got tired of it? I'll never know. I get out of the car and walk up to the gate. Don't climb it this time. Just stand there looking through the bars like a prisoner looking at freedom. Or maybe like a free man looking at his prison. I think about knocking, demanding to talk to whoever's inside, making a scene. But what would that accomplish? The land isn't mine. Never was. Screaming won't change the paperwork. Violence won't return my money. All I'd do is confirm what they already think, that I'm just another angry Farang who didn't understand how things work here. So I stand there in silence, watching the lights, and I let myself feel everything. The loss, the humiliation, the grief. Not just for the money, though, that hurts, but for the person I thought I was becoming. The gentleman farmer, the generous partner, the man who built something beautiful with someone he loved. That person never existed. I was always just a wallet with a heartbeat, a resource to be extracted, and I let it happen because I needed the story more than I needed the truth. After a while, maybe 10 minutes, maybe an hour, I get back in the car. I don't look back as I drive away. The farm disappears in my rearview mirror, swallowed by darkness and distance. I make it to the airport by 4 in the morning. Check-in doesn't open until 6, so I sit in the empty terminal with my single suitcase and my laptop bag, surrounded by other exhausted travelers. A family with small children, a young couple holding hands, a Buddhist monk in orange robes, normal people living normal lives. I pull out my phone and open my banking app. $32,000. At 60 years old, that's what I have to rebuild my life. It's not nothing. It's more than a lot of people have. But it's not what I had. It's not what I planned. It's not what I thought my golden years would look like. I think about Vancouver, my empty apartment there, smaller than the one I had in Chiang Mai, my kids who I barely talk to, my ex-wife who's probably remarried by now, living the life she wanted, free of me. I think about starting over, finding a job maybe, something part-time to supplement my reduced retirement, living carefully, alone, or maybe not alone. Maybe I'll meet someone age-appropriate, someone with her own money, someone who wants companionship instead of rescue. Maybe I'll learn from this, grow, become the kind of man who doesn't need to be needed quite so desperately. Or maybe I'll just be careful, guarded, never trusting again, never risking again, living small and safe until I die. I don't know which one is worse. The sun starts to rise outside the terminal windows, pink and gold spreading across the Thai sky. It's beautiful. This country is beautiful. The people, the food, the mountains, the temples. None of that was a lie. What was a lie was thinking I could buy my way into belonging here. Thinking money could purchase love or respect or community. Thinking I could be an outsider and somehow still be inside. Check-in opens. I stand in line with my single suitcase. The attendant is young and cheerful. "Vancouver?" she asks, looking at my ticket. "Yes." "Visit or home?" I hesitate. "Home." She smiles and hands me my boarding pass. Safe travels. I go through security, through immigration, down the long corridor to my gate. At duty-free, I see Buddhist amulets and silk scarves and carved elephants. Souvenirs for tourists. I buy nothing. At the gate, I sit and watch planes take off through the window. Big ones, small ones, heading everywhere. I think about all the men like me on those planes, running from something or toward something, looking for simple lives and finding complicated ones. Some will learn, some won't. Most will land somewhere in between, carrying their scars, and their stories and their expensive lessons. My flight is called. I board, find my window seat, buckle in. The plane fills up around me, families, couples, solo travelers, everyone with their own story, their own reasons, their own secrets. We taxi, we lift off. Chiang Mai grows smaller below me. The green mountains, the winding rivers, the farms and fields. The life I almost had, the dream I paid for, the woman I thought I knew. All of it shrinking, fading, disappearing into distance and cloud. I lean my head against the window and close my eyes, and I whisper something to myself, something true, something that hurts, something I need to say out loud even if no one else will hear it. I built a dream on land I never owned, with a woman who was never mine, and somehow I still miss what I thought we had. The plane levels out. The seatbelt sign turns off. The flight attendant offers me a drink. I take water, just water, and I sit there at 35,000 feet, halfway between the life I left and the life I'm returning to, finally understanding that some lessons cost everything to learn. That loneliness can make you stupid, that love and need are not the same thing, that you can lose $500,000 and still be the lucky one because at least you're alive, you're aware. You're finally painfully, honestly awake. It's not the ending I wanted, but it's the ending I got. And somewhere over the Pacific Ocean, flying toward a future I didn't plan and a city that doesn't feel like home, I make myself a promise. I won't let this break me. I won't let this make me bitter. I'll carry it, learn from it, let it change me. But I won't let it define me, because I'm 60 years old and I've still got time. Time to rebuild. Time to be smarter. Time to figure out who I am when I'm not trying to be someone's hero. Time to live with the truth instead of the fantasy. The flight attendant comes by with meals. I'm not hungry, but I take one anyway. I need to eat, need to take care of myself, need to do all the small practical things that keep a person going when the big dreams have fallen apart. Outside the window, there's nothing but blue, sky above, ocean below, and me suspended in between, flying home, starting over. $500,000 poorer and a lifetime wiser. Though honestly, I'm not sure the wisdom was worth the price.